Microsoft's approach to the UI. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Microsoft's approach to the console. Now that's a different story. We're going to get into that with the Xbox Series X review. Their UI has not changed at all much from what you might have noticed was an update to the Xbox One, Xbox One X, and Xbox One S. The UI interface is now universal across the board between all Xbox consoles. This UI is not bad at all. I actually had a lot of issues with their old UI where it was laggy, didn't be responsive, it would be acting up, and I feel like this UI is so much better, and I'm glad that they did it. Also, new with this whole interface is what's called the Smart Delivery, where if you install a new game, such as Gears of War 5 or the Halo Master Chief Collection, they will prompt you to update with the Smart Delivery, which is also a nice feature. So it gets you the Xbox Series X enhanced version, no additional cost with those games, and you'll get the higher frame rates, higher fidelity. That's enough onto the UI. Let's kind of jump into these games. But unlike the PS5, these games are running typically on your 4K or 1080p, but they are locked at a 60 frames a second on the new Xbox Series X enhanced games. You cannot change it, but you can go up to 120 frames a second on some games, depending upon whether or not you have a monitor that will allow that. The other cool thing about the Xbox Series X enhanced games is a lot of these games were already in your library from the Xbox One. And if you have these games, up to 99% of your old games from your Xbox One, Xbox 360 that is backwards compatible, or Xbox Original that is backwards compatible, is playable on the Xbox Series X. No extra charge or anything. So if you have an Xbox One X and you're just wanting to upgrade, you can get rid of your Xbox One X and know that your Xbox Series X will play all your old games. Cool feature with the Xbox Series X and the enhancements is the games look better. Take Gears of War for an example. Not only is it running at 60 frames a second on the campaign and in high quality, close enough to your PC quality, which is amazing that a console that has that power to get finally close enough to be a PC gaming at 60 frames and at 1080p, that we can finally get this. But you got Gears campaign running at the 1080p 60 frames a second. You also got the multiplayer running at 1080p 60 frames a second or 4K 60 frames a second. And that is phenomenal that a console actually has that much power to make games look that good and play this nice. Whether you're playing Gears 5 Halo Master Chief Collection, which now allows field of view sliders, which is something that has been always a staple in PC gaming and is now starting to come more into consoles. And here is just some differences that you can see when it comes to the field of view and what you are able to see and detail while playing. Not only do these field of view sliders work for the campaigns in all of the Halo Master Chief Collection, but they also work for multiplayer, which is a huge change. So not only are you getting the multiplayer at 60 frames a second, you're also getting that field of view slider where you can actually see a lot more than you were able to before. Another cool thing is Halo 5. It did not get an Xbox Series X enhanced version, but your load times are so much faster. And the game already ran at 60 frames a second on the Xbox One and One X, but they downgraded the quality of your resolution in order to keep that 60 frames a second. Now, you no longer have to worry about a downgrade in quality to keep your games at 60 frames a second. I think this is fantastic, and I'm glad that they're doing this even with your old games getting some upgraded features or just that nice little polish by running off the new system. Storage is always going to be an issue, especially with these new consoles launching. Having said that, they do allow external storage for your Xbox Series X. I have my 2 terabyte that I originally had on my Xbox One put on it, and then I put any games that I'm not worried about the fast load times. I'm just want to be able to keep my games and play it whenever I want. I keep those on the external hard drive, but if you want those fast load times and those fast respawns, make sure you put that on your internal drive for the Xbox Series X. Load times are a breeze with the Xbox Series X, and I think that this is probably going to be some of the best things that's going to be happening. Whether you're dying, whether you're loading into a new game, whether you're loading into a checkpoint, your load times are amazingly fast, and I think that's what is amazing about it. The biggest downfall I have when it comes to the Xbox Series X is there is no new content to play at launch other than your multiplats, like Assassin's Creed has an Xbox Series X enhanced version. Your Borderlands has Xbox Series X enhanced versions. There's a lot of games that get those Xbox Series X enhanced versions, but not all games get that, and not all games get the polish. I wish there was a new exclusive, a new Halo game, more to do that will show off the raw power of the Xbox Series X. But other than that, I'm not very disappointed with this console at all. I think it is fantastic. I think it has a lot of finesse to the console. I think it has a lot of potential. Other than the exclusives, you're getting a solid console at a price point of $500. If you get the Series S, I know you get a big downgrade in quality, but you also still get the same abilities of playing your backwards compatible games right at the get-go at launch. So you do have a vast variety of games to play at launch with the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S. I don't think your money would be wasted if you pick up one of these consoles. Look guys, I kind of know that these reviews are a little short, and I kind of just give you like talking points explaining what the consoles can do, showing you the differences. I don't like giving review scores, so I always try to stay away from it. I like to give you the pros, the cons, things I've noticed, things I like, and kind of let you guys make the decision. I am a firm believer of, if there is not the software to back the hardware, do not buy the console. If there is not 5 games at launch that you are not going to play on that console, do not buy the console. So if there's 5 games on the Xbox Series X, whether it be Assassin's Creed Valhalla, whether it be Borderlands 3, whether it be even some like Master Chief Collection, games that you haven't played in a long time, but they got that polish with the Xbox Series X, I think you will not be disappointed. But if you're looking at playing anything new, maybe wait a little bit till there's more of a vast variety of games to play and pick up. But I highly recommend this console. I think if you have an Xbox One original or an Xbox One S or an Xbox One X, if you were to get rid of those and buy this console, you wouldn't be disappointed. You're not losing your library, and I think that's by far one of the best points about this system. All right, guys, so that's kind of my opinion and my thoughts on the Xbox Series X. I think you'll have a great console if you decide to pick one of these up, or if you decide to pick up the PS5. They're both good consoles. If you guys have questions about this, please feel free to ask in the comments down below. I do not mind. If you guys enjoyed this video, think about giving it a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel, turning on those notifications so you know when the next video goes up. I do a new video here on YouTube at least once a week, sometimes more. As well as if you guys wanted to join me to see Xbox Series X gameplay, or PS5 gameplay, or any kind of gameplay, I do stream live on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. I'll throw the link in the description down below. You're more than welcome to come in, hang out, ask me questions there. I do not mind. If I don't have an answer, I don't mind looking it up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, guys, let's just play.